could scroll down and turn her music off, I've got a good one to tell you though. But this is Bryant Family Medicine. All Sports Media presents Around the Region, the Fall Sports Show. I'm your host, Mark Greger, and hopefully Ryan can scroll down and get this music off. Ryan, I'll tell you a good one before we get started. Up here, they've started some kind of deal on the top of it. It's a new box that they put on it right there on the top. Somehow or another, I accidentally clicked you on that, and for some odd reason, it will not allow me to scroll down past the camera. So I'm not going to be able to post nothing at all tonight, at all. You have to go out to post for me.
I
Unless
can
you
take
can
care of
go
that.
in there and get that off of there. Right there where it says edit, I don't that extra new thing that they added on the top. Unless you can figure that out for us.
Yeah,
I don't
I mean,
know.
I can try.
Yeah, well, work with it then. But of course, I'm your host, Mark Greger, alongside Ryan Gurnett and Edward Hall will be on in a minute. And of course, this show started out just quite lovely for us. But it would be us if we didn't have about 17 and a half mistakes a night. But I'm a little bit sick. I'm under the weather. I got the hot, cold chills. I can barely talk. I'm eating a half a dozen halls at a time. Ryan was like that yesterday. Ryan, you still halsing it?
Yep.
Yeah, me too. Edward don't ever get sick. But if you don't care, we're waiting for Edward to do his thing. Could you post our graphics about our sponsors so we can give them a shout out before we get started? Big shout out to Bryant Family Medicine and for everything they do. A huge shout out for them to be their corporate sponsor and all the kindness that they show us. And Ryan, I'm telling you, if I keep feeling like this, I'm going to have to go visit Bryant Family Medicine in the morning and get me some antibiotics or something so that I can start breathing normal and doing all that good stuff again. Yeah, I'm really, really congested, stopped up. So, Dave, I'll probably be there in the morning, so be looking for me. Antibiotics, please, because I sure got the coughs and the hacks. But then we also got to thank Heather Martinez, and if you're buying or selling a home, if you're in the market for that, she's the person to go and talk to. She's part of the Sean Rogers Realty, and that's a really, really good group of people down there. That's the people to. If you need to hook up, they're the people to hook you up. So definitely, if you need something done about a home, if you're in the market for that, she's definitely the hookup. But Ryan, I think hopefully you can fix that or ever can fix it because it will not allow me to go past the default camera part of it. They keep adding all this new stuff to StreamYard and it's starting to bounce over my head now or something. But Everett, I see you're back. Are you there? Or are you still sharing and caring?
Well, I'm here somewhat.
Well, while we're waiting on their first guest, and we'll talk a little bit about it, but we'll also we'll charm back into it also. But let's talk a little bit about the state championships yesterday. And Ryan, I'll let you start and just talk about the whole trip and what you seen, and just give us what you see.
Yep. First, I would like to thank the KSAA just for allowing us to go to the state, the opportunity, I should say, to go to the state tournament. Saw some really, really, very entertaining volleyball games yesterday. Of course, it may not be in order here, but Assumption beats Notre Dame Academy out of Covington 3-2, and then Mercy Academy beat Scott 3-0 during the semifinals, and then the championship game, Assumption wins it 3-0 over Mercy. So, but a lot of very entertaining volleyball games, and I'm sure y'all too would say the same.
Edward, do you have any quotes about that or any fine wisdom?
Well, other than I done all the work while everybody else sat there and looked pretty. you know, and we ain't going into that. We ain't going into that story.
Well, I guess you didn't read my Facebook post today, did you?
I read your Facebook post where you was trying to give yourself all the credit.
Ryan, how did who did it sound like I was giving credit to on that?
All of us.
Folks, I'll give you a story while we're waiting for a guest. I'm gonna blow Edward up, and I shouldn't do this. We shouldn't do this, should we, Ryan?
He helped promote us yesterday.
Okay, I'm gonna blow him up a little bit. When it comes to graphics, they don't get much better as far as his talent and how he can put them together. I'm not gonna say he's the best. I'm not gonna say he's the worst. I'm just saying he is one of the best. And well, I'll put our graphics against anybody's. And what happened, it leaked out up there at the tournament. Somehow or another, one of the parents had got a hold of some of the graphics that he had made. So, of course, one parent approached him, "Hey, will you make my kid a graphic?" Then before you know it, another kid, "Hey, we make," before you know it, "Hey, my child just got 1,000 kills this year," or something like that. And before you know it, I think Edward wound up making about 19 graphics yesterday, to the point that he couldn't even look up. We went to Ganyland to
Yep, and there they are.
yeah, we went to Ganyland to eat, and the old fella didn't have time to eat because he was trying to put all these graphics together as quickly as he could. But yeah, I guess that the cat got out of the bag up there at the state tournament, Edward.
But to me, that it's all good. It's all about promoting the student athletes. I care less if I have to make 19 a day. I mean, that to that note, it is what it is. It's all about the promoting of the student athletes.
Yeah, and and the one proud thing I've got, I'm gonna harp on you one more minute. Then I'm gonna shut up. I'm not gonna blow you up. But the one thing I like more than any is all these parents was offering you money, was offering you this, offering you that, and you didn't collect a single dime. No single dime. You told them to keep sending you pictures if they wanted something done that you'd do it. And that's what we're about. We're about promoting, and we might not have our stories up 5 minutes, or we might not have the graphic up 10 minutes, but we get her done, don't we, Ryan?
Absolutely. And as you said in the Facebook post, still, I did the story, 3 stories yesterday, point by
Well,
point.
you actually did 4. You did a
Oh,
preview too.
4. I did a preview thing. I forgot about that one, but I did 3 to 4 was point by point.
Yeah, and folks, these wasn't stories. These wasn't stories. These was like what was it, Edward? These was like whole book
Novels.
novels. I mean, even how I had to post it. Who does that? Who does play by play on that? I mean, you could on his stories wrote. You could see what the score was halfway through the first set. He literally he was writing something about every point. Yeah, it was crazy how he was putting them together. I'm like watching him sitting there. I'm like, okay, that was making me dizzy watching it.
Let's see.
See,
If I can
here's a ride novel here. That's one set right there. That 15 paragraphs.
and that's it.
So yeah, and of course, I was just sitting there looking pretty while they was doing all the work, but that's how we like it.
Well, if it wasn't for Mark Hill, that I wouldn't have a picture to put on that story.
Yeah, you would have.
It'd been
I got plenty enough. I got plenty enough sent to me. I could have sent you one.
But we're waiting for our first guest, Gene McCorder. Whenever we can get him on, it's going to be a great interview. And on down later on the show, we're going to bring on Harper Carmichael, and that's going to be a really, really good interview too. But while we're waiting for Jude, we'll keep talking a little bit volleyball. And, you know, it's hard for me to, watch these games and not think about our teams here in the 13th region, our Corbins or Whitley counties and stuff. And folks, the Assumptions, the Notre Dames, the Mercy Academies, they're really, really good. But I'm telling you, our teams ain't that far behind, and we're not that far behind. We're right there with them teams, and it's going to be really, really interesting to see what we've got coming back in the 13th region about how we compete statewide in volleyball. But I'm telling you one thing, I saw one guy that sort of caught my attention. The Notre Dame girls, they all look like they was about 6'6", every single one of them. I really didn't think Assumption could beat them, but Assumption was the best team on that day for sure. But that being said, we'll go back a little bit more on volleyball, but let's bring on the man of the hour and what a performance that him, this North Laurel Jaguars had. But Jude McCorder, thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys for having me.
Well, every day the world went wrong. I hit a button off the start here, Jude, and now I can't scroll down. I'm depending on them to help me run this show tonight. So
Oh, it
it's
happens.
yeah, it's just one of them things. I can't quit playing with all this new stuff, and they keep here on this StreamYard. They keep adding all this stuff to it, and they just make it complicated. But
You're all good.
but Jude, just give us a little bit of recap of just your regular season, then we'll get into the playoffs. But just tell us a little bit about your season.
Okay. Well, we started off the season really good. We beat Bell County first game of the year. That was a great win for us. And then at home beat Whitley, which is also a good win. And then we went on a losing streak, which a lot of bad things happened to us through that. But the whole time our goal was just make it back to the region championship like we did last year. So we never let go of that goal. So we've been just working hard to get back to that the whole time.
Yeah, you guys are definitely on a 3-game turnaround. I see right now, so it looks like that you turned it on at the right time. So,
Yeah, definitely.
really, I didn't get to cover the Montgomery County game, but I can just imagine the nerves and just what kind of a atmosphere that would have had to have been. And of course, you going on the road, I'm sure that you had a hostile crowd that you had to deal with. And just tell us a little bit about that game.
Yeah, so last year we beat Montgomery County first round of playoffs, so we already knew they definitely wanted a little revenge on us from last year. So they had a good crowd there. It was a really good environment, and we weren't ready for the season to end yet. So we kind of got ourselves in a few holes in the game, but we kept fighting through, and we got in there and got the win.
So, how long of a travel was that for you?
Probably in the bus, I'd say probably hour 45, close to that.
I mean, what was you on a school bus or a charter bus or?
We were just on a normal school bus.
I mean, how do you keep yourself loose? Because I'm a bus driver. I know how them seats can be and stuff like
Uh-huh.
that. I mean, just how do you not get off that bus and feel like a robot or something?
Usually we all just sleep on the bus. That's what we try to do. That's what we do. We just take naps, and then we get there, and then we're ready to play.
So you don't have any of your teammates pestering you, like trying to keep you awake or anything like that?
No, that's it. None of us are allowed to talk on the bus. We're supposed to be completely silent.
Yeah, it's like it's sleep time, fellas. You got to shut it off now. So
Yeah.
so you're the type that puts the pods in your ear and
Oh
just
yeah, I
mellow
got the
out.
headphones on. Yeah.
But I, I know you know about Southwestern, and you've played them really, really close.
hmm
So you're just right there with them. So a couple key plays in that, and you could come out, and you was right with them. So just tell us a little bit about Southwestern.
So yeah, they're a good team. I feel like we definitely could have beat them the first time we played them. It was just like a few plays away, few things from us winning that game. So I mean, all we just got to prepare for them better than we did the first time. Stop them from running the ball, And I mean, if we can stop a few little things from happening, I think we can definitely beat them.
Absolutely, and I mean, yous are clicking at the right time for sure. But Edward and Ryan, I'll let you take over.
This kind of just talk about. I know you've played some very good teams. How's that test in the regular season prepared y'all for this playoff run?
Our regular season schedule was really difficult this year. We played a lot of good teams like Franklin County, Johnson Central, Bell County. So playing those really good teams in the regular seasons definitely helped us make it as far as we have right now, getting a win in the playoffs, and then about to play Southwestern again. So it's definitely helped us.
How's it like? I know you already played them once. How's it like trying to know kind of what they do and what you do to try to adjust to that?
Well, it's good that we played them once because, I mean, we already got a good feel for them. We know what they do, who they got on the team. So I really like our chances just because we've already played them one time. So I like what we're going to be able to do this coming Friday.
Edward?
So I got to ask you about, Coach Nelson. Give me your thoughts on what he's done, not just for you on the field, but off the field also.
Well, I've known Coach Nelson my whole life. He's been like a family friend to me and my brothers. So he's been a great coach. Couldn't ask for anybody better to join the staff and coach all of us. He's done a great job outside the field, just always being there for us and on the field, motivating us, getting ready for games. So I'm super glad we have him as a coach.
So I got to ask you, do you all have like any type of like pregame ritual that y'all do? Because like now, me before I get ready to go cover a game, I got to stop and get Taco Bell each time before I get ready to go. So
We usually just listen to music on full volume as loud as it goes. That's really the only ritual we kind of got. We listen to some rock and roll music the whole time before we go out there.
I got you. So, in Laurel County, where would you consider one of your favorite places to stop and go eat at?
Probably I'm gonna go Gondolier. Big Gondolier guy. Yeah.
Well, hey, you can't go wrong there. At least, this time it wasn't, Mexican. It was Italian, but,
Uh-huh. Yeah. There's a lot of Mexican places too, but yeah, Gondolier definitely my place.
I like the pizza there at Gondolier.
That's what I get every time, actually.
That's what I get that in no chicken.
They got good chicken too.
Absolutely. And, I heard Ryan talking about your schedule. So, I do see, the Franklin counties, the Johnson Centrals. You've played, the Bell counties, Whitley counties, Taylor counties. So, and you have another big time matchup against Southwestern, but this time it's at Southwestern. So, playing them once as close as you did, and then playing the caliber of competition you did after that, how do you think that that's going to have you prepared for the drive to get for the Southwestern game?
Well, I like that we've been playing all these away games, getting us ready for this one. So after the home game about Southwestern, we had like 3 other away games. So that's definitely going to get us ready for that. And we played Southwestern away last year. So I definitely like what we got getting ready for this Friday.
So I'm a big stat guy, and from what I'm seeing, you've done it every which way that there is. You threw the ball, you've ran the ball, you've tackled people, you've had interceptions. So? What side of the ball do you like the most? Do you like the scoring, or I'm here to tackle somebody?
I love scoring touchdowns, but defense is definitely my favorite. I love hitting people. The touchdowns are nice, though, but I'd have to go defense.
And Mark, I don't know if you know this or not, but he is sitting at 90 total tackles, and that's without the most recent game being updated. 90 in a single season.
I believe he's got the 100.
Oh, I about guarantee you. So I got to ask you, during some of those games, how many players have you ever seen try to run the opposite direction from you or fake that they slid?
It's definitely happened a few times. They'll just try to get out of bounds quick, do something. But yeah, it happens every now and then for sure.
So does that like get you frustrated that you didn't get to hit them because they ran out of bounds, they slid out of your way, and
Yes. Whenever I'm like 1 foot away from them, about to hit them, and then just go straight out of bounds, that definitely gets me upset.
So
and,
I
and just
also
for, and just for the record, I would probably want to play against Jude with him in a good mood instead of Jude upset because
Oh,
then he's going to come at you that much more harder and faster. Yeah, don't make him mad, folks. Just go ahead and
that's right.
take the hit. Don't dodge it the first time.
Definitely. Listen to that advice right there.
so I got to ask you, when you're on the field, do you do any type of trash talking, or do you like let your game do the talking?
I'll let my game do the talking most of like 90% of the time. Unless the people are talking to me, I'll say a little something, but 90% of the time I just let my game do the talk.
Well, so that's the kind of guy Ryan is. But me, if I tackle Mark, I tripped him, whatever, I'm gonna kick grass, turf, whatever at him. I'm gonna laugh at him. But
He would.
Yeah,
He
it
would.
depends on who we're playing too. If it's somebody we don't like, I might have a little something extra for them, but most of the time just let my game do it.
well, I mean, from what I'm seeing, your game's talking extremely loud because I mean you've got interceptions, way more tackles than I would ever got if it was just me doing the only tackling. So
And folks, and Jude, correct me if I'm wrong. You're just a sophomore, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Playing at this level as a sophomore. Imagine this guy's a senior. What he's going to be doing this when we're talking Division 1, he has Division 1 written all over him. This guy is a package, and hopefully these colleges are starting to notice this because we see it, and this guy's very, very talented.
I appreciate you guys. I'm definitely gonna keep working hard trying to get up there.
and well, Mark, you talked about that. So he had 111 tackles last year, and guaranteed probably add 100 or more already this season. So in a 2-season span, over 200 tackles. That means nobody gets away.
That's the goal. I'm the free safety back there. I don't want anybody getting past me playing free safety.
But Mark,
Uh, Jude, you talked about the music. I've got to ask you this because you got me um, thinking about it. What kind of music? You said rock and roll, or are you an '80s type guy? You like the '80s and stuff like that?
Definitely, yeah. We got like AC/DC playing in there, Metallica, a lot of Black Sabbath. We got everything going on in there.
Well, you definitely got the hair going. I sort of had hair like that in high school too. I actually had hair once. I had real long hair, so we're actually jealous. Whenever we see good hair like that. Rod,
Yeah, I'm
he
trying to
still has
keep
pretty
the
good. Yeah,
the
Rod
rock
has
star
pretty good
look
hair.
going. Yeah, I can see that he does.
But what's your favorite when it comes to some of the old '80s? If you had your choice.
I'd probably go with just AC/DC, which basic answer, but that's always what I grew up on. My dad always played in the car, so that's what I got.
well, I
Yeah,
mean, you can't go wrong with AC/DC. So
They got some good songs for sure. Get you hyped up for
listen,
the game.
listen to AC/DC and some Metallica before the game. No wonder he's out there knocking some heads off. He ain't listening to that slow stuff.
That's
Yeah.
right. It gets me going. It gets us all ready.
But gotta ask you, and I'll let Edward and Rob. We won't keep you all long. I know you got other engagements here, but what is it going to take for you to pull out the victory here Friday night?
We got to play smarter is the main thing. last week we would get ourselves in good spots, and then we'd get a stupid penalty, something happen. So we got to make sure we don't do that, and then we just got to play as hard as we can is the only other thing we can do. So if we can limit mistakes and then just play 100%, I think we can get a win.
We're definitely cheering for you, especially you. We're a big fan now because you listen to AC/DC and Metallica. So
Oh,
yeah, we
yeah.
gotta be a fan of you. But good luck Friday night, and just again, thank you for coming on. I'll let Edward and Ryan
So,
finish up with you. So just again, thank you
appreciate
for
it.
coming on. Thank you for giving your time.
Sir.
Ryan.
Yeah, they kind of just took my questions as they normally do. But Edwin,
But I got one final question. Then I got a couple things I'm gonna show you, Jude. So
Okay.
out of this season before it started, was there a certain team that you had highlighted you couldn't wait to play against the most?
Yes, definitely. And it was South Laurel. Didn't go how we wanted it to, but that game was definitely the one we had circled. Didn't go as we wanted, but we got that one ready for next year. Already got it circled.
So we do tend to put together a couple graphics for each student athlete that does come on our show, and I will send them to you after the show's over with. And this is our way of saying thank you for taking the time to come on and listen to us ramble on about a little bit of everything. But just want to kind of get your idea on which one you like the most.
Check that out. That one looks pretty sick. That one's awesome too.
So, out of the two, which one do you think is better?
I'd probably go number one.
Sarah, Mark, you can't go wrong with the original.
And I didn't even try to bribe him this time because I know where he was going to go. I'm just happy he likes Metallica and AC/DC.
he always tries to bribe on the second one.
But Jude, I do want to thank you for taking your time to come on. And from what I'm seeing, you're absolutely killing it out there. And best of luck to you and your team Friday night. And go get the win.
Yes, sir. I appreciate
Absolutely.
you guys for having me. I'll see you guys later.
We'll see you. Appreciate you.
Our commenter here was I know this well, I don't know what I'm doing here, but her comments, I know who that is now. That's Maddie Taylor. I believe I know her quite well, but yeah, she's a very talented athlete in her own little world too, and she's gonna be something to be she's gonna be a force to be reckoned with too in a few more years here. And it's very athletic, good, very good kid, and have a good time for her. But we deal with a lot of good kids across this region. We were talking about another youngster, okay, and well, we'll go from one great interview, and Jude did a great job. Always loved Jude, and love that family, loved, and it's hard not to be a fan of somebody that listens to AC/DC and Metallica. You know, the long hair, you know, I mean, Ryan, it would just remind me of you back in the day. And if that's bad of you again, I miss you too. But you know, back in the day, you know, Jude sort of looked like, I'm not gonna say me, but he sort of looked like all of us back in the day. He got the long hair going on. The only thing that Jude's missing is the big boom box, you know, packing it around and the 8 tracks. Jude's got old school written all over him. Yeah, he's definitely old school. You see that in him, Edward?
I do. He's just, it just looks like to me he's old fashioned. And when you're going to put it in a football term, he's old fashioned
Yeah.
smash mouth style football.
Yep. But let's go to another talented, very talented athlete, and you talk about another youngster that is uh, getting it done here, and maybe she's going to have to correct me on some things here, but she'll educate us. But Harper Carmichael, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, and when it comes to cross country and track and field and stuff like that, honestly, Harper, it's our first year covered it. It really getting into hardcore covered it. So we need student athletes like you to say, hey, this is how this sport is, and sort of educate us as we go. So that next year we bring you on the show, we can better interview you and better promote you. Because at this point in time, the only thing Ryan knows when we're talking cross country, just run as fast as you can and try not to trip nobody. But well, seeing here it says that you're a freshman. Am I right?
Yeah.
And I believe you have been to the state. And correct me if I'm wrong. 3 years in a row.
Yeah, 3 years in a row.
So just tell us about that experience.
Well, I didn't know that I was going to be this interested in cross country, but it just kind of stuck with me. So then I started working really hard at it, and I somehow ended up making it to state 3 years in a row since you first could start making it. So this is my third year going.
So may I ask how long have you been running?
I've been running. I can't tell you the correct age I was. It was just in elementary school. I know that my mom dragged me to a practice and made me go. So then I just started really liking it.
So you just really started running on your own deal. I mean, it just something you knew you would like.
Yeah, I was really into basketball when I was young, but that kind of just left me, and I started really liking running.
Honestly, I think how my mom got me to running. I think she put like a hamburger on my back and threw me in a kettle with a bunch of Doberman pinchers or something. I don't know. I think that's about how she got me running. But now I can run when that happens. But I think you also finished fifth in the region this year, also, right?
Yeah.
Freshman folks, 3 years in a row in the state, fifth in the region. She's already just getting at it, and just but why are you doing? I mean, are there any other sports that you're playing, or is it just strictly track and field, cross country?
Yeah, I quit every other sport to just do mainly track and cross country. So.
So are you fixing to go into the indoor season now, or
Hopefully, we're getting ready to go into track season, so we may end up having an indoor season as well, though.
well, I'll let Edward and Ryan ask you some questions, but I've got 1,000 more to ask you because, again, we need your help to educate us about this sport. So then, Edward don't think that it's all pushing and shoving and kicking and throwing rocks at each other, because he thinks that's how it goes.
Ryan, you want
Yeah, this is for cross country. What is one of your favorite tracks to run at, and then what's your least favorite?
My favorite's probably, I know everybody has said this, but my favorite's probably Berea or Leslie County. And my least favorite is probably Whitley County.
Well, Whitley's the first on here and least favorite. It's normally what is it,
Manchester.
Clay County that we always Manchester's. So what would you consider Whitley County? Is it because like it's got a lot of hills or?
Yeah, Whitley County is just like all hills, like it's literally a mountain.
Well, I'm out on that one. If it ain't flat ground, I can't do it.
I work for Whitley County. Do you run up the little part that they call Fort Whitley?
I can't really remember it. We ran it a
Like
couple
like
years.
behind the middle school, straight up a hill, like
Yeah,
deal.
yeah,
Yeah. If they're running up that, yes, that would be horrendous to try to run up.
yeah.
But Edward,
Folks, you could be up here on top looking down, and you're like, Nah, nah, nah.
I'm not going to try to win it.
So you do cross country, and is it indoor and outdoor track, or which ones do you all do?
Only outdoor is cross country, but track you can do it indoor and outdoor.
So out of cross country, what would you consider that your favorite aspect of cross country?
Probably the community. I just really like all the people. They're really nice, and it's just like more than a team. Everybody's just a family.
That's a good answer. So I got to ask you, because I know if I'm running, I would be tempted to do this definitely if Mark was beside me. I would probably have to do it at least about 4 times in the race.
And he
Have you
would
ever
hurt
been
you.
tempted to trip somebody?
Yeah, probably.
Well, see, if Mark was gaining ground, I'd have to accidentally stick my foot out and watch him go tumbling down a hill.
Yeah, especially if it's like a narrow path, you get a lot of elbows and like people kicking you and stuff. So it's kind of tempting to just do something.
So, do they have cross country? Is it roped off, or is everybody just running in like a certain distance?
They have it roped off in certain places, and it's a 5K, so everybody's running the same distance.
So yeah, 5K. I'm definitely not. Yeah, if I can have a car, I'll run it with everybody. But so, what do you all do to get prepared for like a cross country meet?
Are you talking about like practice or like right before the meet?
Like kind of like how practice? Cause see, I know how like basketball, football, and a few other sports practices work, but like cross country and track, like practices on that, I'm not kind of familiar with.
Yeah, so they always tell us to eat good and sleep good and get a bunch of proteins and stuff. And during the week, we run some days a bunch of mileage, but also we work on our speed days as well. So.
Well, I'm already out on the eating good part. I mean, I got to have my cheat time. I mean, I got brownies right here sitting beside me, so I'm out of luck. Do you have a cheat day where you slip in a few extra snacks?
Yeah, I don't really follow a certain eating plan at all.
Well, at your age, you got high metabolism. As much as you run, you probably could eat the world of back, and you wouldn't matter. That's where like Ryan. Never mind.
No, we're not going to start on yesterday.
72 plates of pizza.
No, that was not my pieces. I promise.
Hey, don't make you ever post that picture of all them plates at Gaddy laying there.
But so before I get you over to Mark, I do got to ask you, because I have to ask this to every student athlete we bring on from the Harlan County area. Where's your favorite place to eat at in Harlan?
Definitely Mexican.
So
Why is that, South? That's not Rax or Dairy Hut.
I like them too, but I mainly go to Mexican all the time. I know my order when I go out there.
But which Mexican restaurant is it? Or is it just any of them?
I normally go to the steakhouse.
Well, you can't go wrong, especially if it's a steakhouse. So. But Mark
Harper, at the Mexican, is it cheese sauce or red sauce?
Red sauce.
Oh, you like the red sauce? You're probably the first one that said red sauce. Normally, everybody says cheese sauce.
I like cheese sauce.
Oh, when you eat your salads, Harper, do you actually put like salad dressing on your salad?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen somebody just eat lettuce and cheese and bacon bits?
No, I don't think
Well,
Well,
there's somebody on
listen,
the top.
in my defense, where we was at didn't have nothing else on the bar except for lettuce, cheese, and bacon bits.
But they had
It was
salad
all
dressing.
empty.
But they had
I
salad
don't do
dressing.
salad dressing. I don't do salad dressing.
I've never heard of that.
Harper, will you educate Edward that it's not a salad without salad dressing?
Yeah, you gotta have at least a little bit of dressing.
I can't do the dressing. I'm like a rabbit. I don't have to have the dressing.
You know, we've got a picture where Ryan there, he weighs about probably 120 pounds soaking wet, something like that, and he had like 10 plates. You couldn't even hardly see half his body. He had the plates stacked so high up, and he was eating so much. Edward just he even went over there and drunk Edward's pop and everything. So I was taking pictures of it. Now Ryan, when it goes to eating, it's no holds barred. But back.
I've got the picture right here.
Right there. You see, show it to Harper again here. Look at all them plates.
Them one's not
Yeah.
all mine. Them one's Edward's too.
That was his story. That was his story. But everybody I've talked to and has told me about how talented of an athlete you are. Okay. Um, are there other sports, or is it just strictly track, field, cross country for you?
It's just track and cross country for me.
Would you be willing to try other sports if like coaches and stuff approached you?
I don't think so now. Mainly if they used to do that, I would probably go to it, but now I don't think I would much. No.
When you talk about indoor track, and again, this is where we're very uneducated, especially me. I do know where I used to work at the University of Cumberland's. They have an indoor track like on top of their basketball like gymnasium. And are they any indoor tracks around the high schools, the local high schools, or
No, I don't think.
so? What indoor tracks have you run at this time?
I've actually not run at any. Our team is, I don't think they've never done an indoor track, but we're hoping to start to go to some soon. That's what they're trying to get to do for us.
That'd be interesting, fun for you. Breaking through barriers with that, and hopefully the school systems jump on board with getting these student athletes some indoor facilities for so that they can do stuff like that. Like I guess you could do the hurdles and all that stuff indoors, couldn't you? Or
Yeah, hopefully,
well,
yeah.
what's the longest race you've ever run as far as on outdoors cross country?
Just a 5K. It's just 3.1 miles is the most I ran.
That's a lot of run. Uh, but may I ask you one more question? I'll let Edward and Ryan fish up because again we're getting educated by you. We had another runner tell us a couple of weeks ago that they don't give out water like what you see like in these marathons and stuff. Are there any reason and why that they ain't like people out there trying to hand you water and stuff?
Um, they, I guess, just give the water out, but some races don't. And I don't know why. I always get my parents to bring my water at the end of the finish line.
But great interview, Harper, and hopefully we can bring you on really, really soon and stuff. You've been a great interview. You've been spot on with your answers. I'm telling you, me as a freshman, you're light years ahead of me as far as maturity and what you're doing. Just keep on keeping on because people's gonna be hearing about you really, really soon. But just thank you for the interview. Thank you for your time, and I'll let Edward and Ryan finish you off.
Go ahead, Ryan.
When you're running track outside, do you like running in the rain or in the sunshine?
Oh, if it's just a little sprinkle, I like it. But if it's like a whole downpour, then I don't like running in the rain. I'd rather it be sunny.
Edwin?
Well, let me ask you one more question before Edward takes over. I know you don't cheat. You're by the book on everything. We know you're an honest athlete, but and you don't have to give names or spill the beans on anybody. But have you actually ever seen somebody like trip somebody or give somebody a nudge or something like that? That you just like, oh, that's not right.
Yeah, I've saw people do that before.
Okay. You don't have to say who it is or anything like that, because that would be something Edward would do. I mean, if you race against Edward, you would have to keep your distance away from him because he would push, shove, trip, throw rocks, whatever it took.
Well, listen, I don't know about the throwing the rocks unless it was you.
You would throw a rock at me. And Ryan probably now, since he stole your pop
Well,
last night.
well, since he stole my pop and wouldn't let me get no food, yes. But on like not cross country but track, what all parts of hit do you do? Because I know I've heard people say that there's like hurdles, certain different meter runs, and all kinds of stuff with it. So what all do you do in just the track part?
I've been doing a bunch of different things, but this year I'm really going to focus on the 1 mile and the 800.
So, got two more questions before I show you a couple things that we made for you. Before the season started this year in cross country, was there a certain like meet that you was looking forward to running in and competing in the most?
I always look forward to running at Berea, but I also didn't know that we was going to be running at Leslie County, and that's where I broke my new record at, so that was just very unexpected.
So, Leslie County, Berea, you said those are your two favorite places to run at. So what would make them, because everybody always tells us, Berea is one of their best places to run at. What makes them so fun?
I think because they're more of the flatter courses, and I really like Berea because you're just like all over the place and you're not just like running in the same places, and it's really fun to run. Yeah.
I'll just think of something. Harper, anytime when you make an achievement like that, send something to Edward or something like that. We can make you up something really, really special. And Edward got a dose of that there yesterday. Finally, people caught on to that there yesterday. He sure loves doing it. Look at the smiles on his face.
All of this is from yesterday.
Yeah, the word got out on him really, really quick. So, but he enjoys doing it and he wants to do it. And that's the one thing that I like about it. Anytime you meet a person go or achievement, let us know about it. We'll put something out there for you.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. I love any way that I can support a student athlete. Anything that I can do to try to help better promote you and your school, I'm all for it. So anytime you hit any type of milestone, break any type of record, feel free to have somebody reach out to me and let me know, and I'll put you in something together.
Thank you.
But we do tend to put together a couple graphics for each student athlete that does come on our show. And this is kind of our way of, apologizing to you for having to deal with Mark.
Well, she actually has been the first guest I think's ever said the red sauce instead of the cheese sauce. So maybe I should ask her real quick: hot coffee or cold coffee?
Cold coffee.
I knew she was different. Thank you, Harper. Thank you. You're coming on every week from here until you graduate, then probably after you graduate too. But hot coffee. So why are you liking your coffee?
I usually don't drink coffee, but at school in the mornings they have a little coffee stand up there, but I just put vanilla and caramel in it.
I can go some vanilla and caramel in it. I'm normally a cream and sugar type guy, but that's all they got. Put it in there.
But we will get these graphics. We will get these graphics sent out to you, and they will be posted on all of our social media sites. And see, now he's showing you coffee, and now he's getting ready to be super hyperactive. But this is our way of saying thank you for taking your time to come on and educate us, and he's trying to bribe you.
No, I got something in my eye.
But out of the two, just let us know which one you kind of like the most.
Ooh, those are both really good. I think I like the first one better.
And that's
There.
how she would say 60, 102 to 2 or something like that now.
But Harper, from everything that I've seen, I'm still trying to learn the whole stat factor of cross country and track. But from what little bit I do know about it, you're killing it. And, going to state basically every year, that proves a point that you're killing it in that. So, just keep on doing what you're doing. And, I appreciate you for taking your time to come on and listen to us ramble on a little bit.
Thank you guys for having me.
Hey, I was doing the math. 3 years in a row on state. She's a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. So then the next 3 years, she could go win state. 3 and 3. See? But you was getting a lot of love during this interview. Right here, it said, well, no, that's the wrong one. This says, very proud of you, Harper Carmichael. And it ain't showing us a picture of who it is. So proud of Harper. And you're going to have to answer this one for us. Go Harper Ann. Is that a middle name?
Yeah, it is a middle name.
Okay, so and here we go. Some more love. We love Harper. Yeah, we've absolutely loved this interview. It did great. But Ryan and Edward, anything else before we let her go?
Just like I said, congratulations on everything you're doing, and best of wishes to you for the remaining part of your season and moving into outdoor track.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on there.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for your time, and hope to get you on really, really soon.
Okay.
That was a good interview, and Harper's just a freshman, and the one and Jude that we had on before her, a sophomore. We had a freshman and a sophomore on our show this evening. Ryan, what was you doing as a freshman and sophomore? I mean, be honest.
I was playing.
And we got to keep it PG too.
I played 4 years of high school tennis, so I was playing tennis at that point in time.
Well, he did tell me yesterday while you was sleeping on the ride back that during that 4 times of playing tennis, he only crossed the net and hit the opponent with the tennis racket only about 8 times. That was it.
Now,
No, I was a nice person.
Ryan does strike me. You know, you beat him, he go over there and drop kick him and give him a DDT on the tennis court there.
No, I'm not. I'm
Well,
not.
what he told me is that I forgot the big word he called it, but he said if the ref looks and sees the other players laying on the ground, that he automatically wins by default. So he threw a tennis ball and distracted the ref, and the ref went to go get it, and he ran across the net real quick and hit his opponent and come back over and said, "Ref, look, they're laying down." I don't know what he meant by that.
I'm not that kind of person.
Well, let's go back a little bit back on volleyball. It was a fun day yesterday. 9 interviews, 4 stories, 172 graphics. There's quite a bit of photos taken.
Don't forget the video.
The dancing video, and that might be shown Wednesday. Well, I'm not gonna let the cat out of the bag yet, but we've got some video. Also, I don't know if Rod's been able to post that up yet. The video, the celebration.
No, I haven't. I forgot to do it, but I will.
But we got some good video. It just all in all, it's a great tournament up there to go and cover. Assumption is very deserving champs. I'm telling you, there's some good competition up there. Really good, some of the best in the state. But I'm telling you, our small towns here in the 13th region, we're not too far behind, and it's going to be quite interesting. Mark this down. The day after of the state championships, there's several teams. I'm going to say several teams that can play at that level up there next year. Mark it down. Because we've seen the best of the best up there. It's supposed to be the best of the best. And we've got teams that are right there. And it's going to be interesting to see how our 13th region pans out next year at the state tournament. But let's go into football real quick. We got 4 teams left. Am I right? We got Bell County, Corbin, Williamsburg, and North Floral. I think North Floral travels to Southwestern. I believe Bell's at home against Lawrence County. Corbin at home against Wayne County, I believe. And Williamsburg is at home against Hazard. And you look at them 4 games, there's a possibility that our 13th region teams can go on into the 3rd round. I mean, North Florida played Southwestern really, really close. I believe it's a score of 23-14 earlier in the year. They was right with Southwestern. I think Bell will take care of business against Lawrence. I think Corbin will take care of business against Wayne, and I think the Williamsburg will take care of business against Hazard. So I think that there's a really strong possibility that we have 4 teams still going into the 3rd region. So again, what we got to say about that, Fillers?
That just shows that the athletes in this region in football is, well, a lot of people around the state don't give enough credit for that. They think we're just a small little towns here in the mountains, and they cannot play with the big teams. I believe they can.
Piggybacking on what you and Ryan said, Wayne is at Corbin, and think Corbin does what Corbin does and handles business right there. And then when you scroll on up and look, you have Lawrence County at Bell County. I think that'll actually be a pretty good game, but Bell will pull out and do what Bell does. They'll win in advance. And then you do have Hazard at Williamsburg. I've seen both teams firsthand on multiple occasions, And I honestly do believe that might be one of the best games on Friday night. But I think Williamsburg's speed and high octane offense will prevail over Hazard because I don't believe, you know, Hazard is an extremely good team. I've seen them firsthand, but I think again Williamsburg's speed. They've got a great defense, and that offense. I believe they'll pull out that win. And then, like you said, Southwestern and North Laurel. North Laurel was right there in that game. A few plays changed the course of that game. You know, if North Laurel flips that script, that they pull out that win again. You also got to remember that's a little bit earlier in the season, so you know they're a lot more. They've learned from that, and gotten better as the season has went.
Q talked about it. Again, my math might not be the best, but you look at the North Laurel schedule, the regular season schedule, and on that regular season schedule, there's still 7 more teams remaining in these playoffs. 7. So they didn't shy away from competition at all. I mean, they played the best of the best. They played the Bell County. They played the Franklin counties, which is high ranked in 4A. Bell County defending state runner up. I mean, state runner ups last year. Johnson Central, we know what they're holding. Southwestern's always a powerhouse. Pulaski County's always a powerhouse. You still got Wayne County in this mix. I'm telling you, that was a rough schedule. And I've watched Wayne County twice now this year, and you know, a very good Bull County beat them earlier this year, but I've seen Wayne County play and beat a really, really good Whitley County. And I'm just saying this schedule that North Laurel had was no joke this year. So that will make them more than ready for Southwestern.
Yeah, and you got to think about it, Hill. Once next week goes, it is all going to be reseeded due to the RPI system. So we won't know matchups after Friday night until after every game's over with, and then the case everybody reseeds all that stuff. So, I mean, we may not know opponents yet until after Friday night.
Yeah, it gets really, really crazy. Your third round goes basically upon zones. Basically, the eastern side, western side. Then with the semifinals, it's more or less the whole state.
Well, the way the next round works is it is RPI based, but it is broke up still in the bracket. So we'll use, like, take Bell County's for instance. If the teams wins out that should win out, then Bell should have to meet somebody like a Lexington Catholic due to RPI. If it pans out the way that it should pan out, then Corbin should have to meet somebody else, and then it'll be like a Boyle County fourth round due to RPI based statewide.
That's why I'm saying it's more like a zoning deal in the third round, and it's like a statewide deal in the fourth, the semifinals, and then how they base the championship game is the higher RPI is the home team on the scoreboard, and you know, stuff like that. So again, there's a lot of football to be played, and even if you're a believer in the RPI like I am, or a non-believer in the RPI like 95% of other people in the world, it doesn't matter. Eventually, you're going to have to play that team eventually, even if you say, well, I've got this team to play, or I got this team to play, you know, eventually you're going to have to see them anyway. So seeing them in the second round, the fourth round, the state championship, it doesn't matter. Eventually, you're going to have to play one of them teams to get your ultimate goal. And sometimes the RPI can work out for you, and sometimes it can't. But I guess that's I'm not going to say the whole fun about the RPI, because there's nothing fun about it if you're facing just powerhouses every week. But just sometimes the way the RPI shakes out for you. And even like last year, Edward, and you know me, and I voiced my opinion 100 times when it comes about the RPI. And I want to go back to the Bell County Rockcastle County District. Rockcastle County had won the district, and by the looks of it, and again, you've got the team you got to face that week, and that's not taken away from who played who, but it's sort of what Bell had got a higher RPI than the one who won the district, and so maybe could they be a little adjusting there, possibly, but again, you're still going to play a team eventually. But that's being said, good luck to our 4 teams left standing in the 13th region. Good luck to everybody in the state, and it's the first round has a history. We had some close games in the first round, but now it's getting a little bit more tougher. And the Bell Lawrence game, I agree if Edwards going to be a barn burner. The Williamsburg Hazard game is going to be a barn burner. Wayne County ain't going to come up there and lay down on Corbin. Corbin's going to have to bring it. And same way with Southwestern. Southwestern don't play the best game of the year. North Laurel's coming out there celebrating. I can tell you that right now. North Laurel's going up there to lose. And but it's that time of year, and I saw some really, really good matchups. Ryan or ever look at it, correct me if I'm wrong, but did I see Johnson Central at Covenant Catholic?
Yes.
That could just about as be as easy as being a state championship matchup right there if things worked out for each team in the RPI.
Yep, and
Johnson
then you'll have
Central at Covenant Catholic, second round.
second round.
That's the kind of matchup that I thought you would see in a regional final or a state semifinal.
Yeah,
Not in
yes.
the second round.
And see if you look at it and go off from a little bit of RPI based, then you should have like Covenant Catholic winning that one, Ashland beating Mason County, Boyle County beating Letcher, Corbin beating Wayne, and then if so, RPI will kick in on that, and you'll have like a Boyle playing a Covenant Catholic or Ashland, and you'll have an Ashland or Covenant Catholic, whichever one coming to a Corbin.
And Ashland's really good, folks. They're really good.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, you look, they've already beat Johnson Central. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's not gonna be easy. And another good game that just hit me too. You got the Rockcastle County Rockets traveling to Belfry. I'll tell you right now, Rock ain't intimidated. Rock's coming up there to beat Belfry. Belfry better bring it because Rockcastle sure will.
Yeah, and then you got, Russell against Lloyd Memorial, Lexington Catholic against East Carter. So if that pans out like it should, then RPI will kick in on that on the next round, and you'll have like Bell either playing Russell or Bell playing Lexington Catholic at home, and then vice versa with Belfry. Belfry will have home until fourth round.
Yeah. But now I will tell the Belfry crew down there, they better be ready because Rockcastle will not lay down for nobody. Rockcastle will come to play. And but that being said, I guess that's the reason why it's a playoffs. Win or go home now, and it's all that time of year, and of course we're gonna go up there and give it our best tries on covering the state championships, and we'll do our thing, and the teams up there will do their thing. But we went a little bit overboard, but. Ryan, I'm going to let you start off on final thoughts. You talk about yesterday. You talk about what you're doing on your website. You just talk about anything you want to talk about.
yeah. First, I'm going to today. I did post all of the pictures that we had took yesterday. They are on our my Facebook page. They are on the our Ask Facebook group's page as well. And I did put every one of them, all 300 pictures, give and take, on the website. And they are in there in albums. So you can go in, like them, share them, whatever you want to do with them. And then my final thoughts is I just want to thank the KSAA / George Clark High School for allowing us to go up there and cover the volleyball state tournament yesterday.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. And I have to agree with that comment 100%. But I'm going to leave you with this, and this is probably one of my favorite all-time quotes. And it just hits home with it being playoff time. Success isn't owned, it's leased, and rent is due every day. JJ Watt.
Edwards getting pretty good. He brings it on the inspiration, don't he, Ryan?
Oh, yes.
You're going to make Ryan have to bring it now. Ryan will do that triple stat check, whatever, and he'll bring the perfect quote every week. According to my stats, 33.4%, this would be the best quote to read of the week. And then he'll nail it every week. And there will be stop the smirk on who could bring up a better inspirational quote than Ryan. But Edwards started bringing on that. But go Harper Ann. I love you and beyond. Proud of you. You're going to do big things. Went to state 3 times. She's a freshman. I'll go win state 3 times. And we're going to keep we'll aggravate her about it, because we're going to have her on probably about 25 times before now and then. But as long as we can get her on the show, because she's a great interview. But a female at her age doing the things that she's doing right now, getting the bigger, stronger, faster, knowing these courses, getting to learn them better, advancing, not just physically, but mentally. She's going to be a force to be reckoned with, for sure, because you just know that she's got the love for it. But that being said, I want to leave you all with this. In the long run, you make your own luck, good, bad, or indifferent. From a woman out of Butcher Holler, Kentucky, Loretta Lynn. From all of us at Bryant Family Medicine, All Sports Media, good night and God bless.